Well, hello, my little potato, you beautiful soul. I always like to start off with I love you, so I love you. So last night, in that search for the song that I was looking for, I made a post on Reddit and two people commented, but that was the end of that. So I guess next is I'm gonna make a TikTok about it. Seems to be the only, the next step. But both of the people were incorrect on their um, guess. None of them listened to the clips that I uploaded. They just like, oh, I don't know, maybe. Um, Next is it's like really hot in here. Um, Today I did not go to the movie. My sister ended up having to work, so I didn't get to go. And it turned out that basically I was by myself the whole day. I just didn't realize. I thought my mom was sleeping when I went downstairs earlier today because her door was closed. And her door is closed, that typically means she's still sleeping, which would be unusual. However, she has been like doing stuff, so maybe she'd be tired. Um, but she wasn't because I went down later and I thought that's weird. Why is the door? Why is she still not awake? And then I went up, and then I went to the garage later, and it's like because she's not here. She is awake. She's just not home. Um, yeah. I mean, I I basically took the day off today. I would say. But I don't feel like I did much anything yesterday either, so I don't know where I am on this. Um, I did make a TikTok yesterday, and today I wrote in my book. I also I finished the book that I borrowed, The Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I started another book, When in Rome. Thank goodness the AC just kicked on. Feels so much better. I don't know. I saw a video yesterday that was like, if you're gonna make a video, just be you, just be imperfect, and it's okay. I did, and I don't think, I don't know. I just got the notification that tonight's the iOS software update. That always makes me feel good. It always makes, I don't know, it always makes me feel like, I know other people get annoyed by it. They're like, oh, another update. But like, I look at it as I'm getting an upgrade, right? It's like an update, an upgrade, like I'm being updated, I'm being upgraded. So like I go to sleep one way and I wake up another, you know? Um, I wrote in my book today, which I hadn't, well, I wrote in one of them, which I hadn't written in a long time. And so I felt good about writing. Um, I quote unquote took the day off. So I didn't really like have much to, you know, do. And like, and even though I never actually, like, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I do take days off. So I don't know. But yes, I do take days off and I work consciously on like not doing things. And today I just was like, I don't know, make a TikTok. I lost one of my nails. I don't know where it went. I was making food and it disappeared. So I don't know if it's in the bag with the shrimp or the bag with the broccoli. I looked in both, but like I couldn't find it, so I'm confused. So I just painted it for now. It's not the most flattering, but it is what it is. But that's just this nail, right? Like, because it's the shortest. But when we went to dinner last night, my sister was like, "Dang, your nails look so good. Did you get them done?" And I was like, "No, they're press on." So that tells me that I really like this. And I think it's because it's believable because they're like not super long. So I think that that's what's helped my sister be like, "Did you get your nails done?" So that's kind of like where I am. And like I feel like ever since I've reapplied them, they've done pretty well. Like the thumb popped off for the second time, the right thumb. But the left thumb has stayed on. I Most of the ones on the right hand stayed on. I think the pinky came off, and the pinky came off once, and the thumb has come off twice. But the three in the middle, those were fine. And then the left hand, the pinky came off, the middle finger came off, so the ring finger didn't come off. So I just, getting used to it, and as my nails grow out some, it will be better. And um, one of the things that I finally figured out today is that it's like, what do you do that's better than everyone else? I ask a lot of questions. And people are like, why is that a good thing? Why is asking questions a good thing? And because I ask questions, that's content ideas. But then also, I saw this thing, it's a creator, and he said he can always tell who's going to be the most successful because he'll tell someone, do it, he's like, okay, this is what you do. And the most successful ones just go ahead and do the content, do the thing. And then the ones that aren't are still sitting there asking like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. And the thing is that they can give you advice, but in the end of it, if you're not clear who you are, it's not really going to be that great. However, you can work on making things better. And that's what I'm doing, is working on making things better and with better purpose. And so today I said, hey, this is my thing. I'm really good at asking questions. And that led me to, what is the most impactful thing anyone's ever said to you? And the one person who commented said that her mother-in-law told her that Jesus knows who you are and everything that you've ever done, and still decided to get on the cross and die for you. And then my friend and I were talking, and she said, oh, I was at work, and she was at the gym, and she came across this video, and it made her cry. And I said, hey, would you send it to me? She's like, yeah. So she sent it to me, and it was a sermon from, I don't remember her name. However, I believe she is the daughter of T.D. Jakes of the Potter's House Church in Los Angeles. And it was talking about basically, don't quit your promise during the process. Is that what I'm in because it says, yeah, her name is Sarah Jakes Roberts, and it was, don't quit in the process, because how many people quit during the process of God's promise? And God and Jesus are there like, hey, don't quit. We've got you. You are, don't quit. It's like, it's like me, I'm being updated, right? And I just thought, hmm, what a really good message. You don't quit your process during, don't quit, don't quit your promise during the process, because I mean, how many stories have we all heard about people who are almost there and they quit? And so, it's just a reminder. I know sometimes it can be challenging, to say the least, but maybe that's all because, me, I'm not, I have, I'm working on being more patient, and in some ways I am patient. In some ways I'm not so patient. I'm working on it. Work in progress, right? And then I was talking to someone today, and I was telling them, and they said, you know what I really like about you? And I thought, what? And they said, I like that you are so emotional. And all I could think was, excuse me? You like that I'm emotional? And they said, yes, I like that you are such an emotional person. And I was very confused. because, and I told them that in my family, they're always telling me to not be so emotional and to be more logical. Take the emotion out of it, right? And my sister tells me that. Well, my sister basically says, like, I'm too high energy. She's like, calm. She was like, calm it down, which is basically like telling someone to be quiet. And then my brother and my dad, my New York brother and my dad are both like, they both say, you need to be more logical. You don't need to be so emotional and be more logical. And the person said to me, it was such an interesting reframe, and said, "That is a cruel and mean thing to say to someone." And I said, "It is? Why?" And he said that that basically means that that person is telling you, "I don't care what you have to say. What you are saying is an affront to my thoughts. Rather than taking what I'm saying into account, they don't care." And I thought, "Hmm." And I never thought of it as a cruel and mean thing to say, because that's just how they talk, right? Like, that's what they do. But when they said, that's someone, they don't care about you. They don't, they don't care what your emotions are about the thing. And I thought, mm, I was, all I could think was how confusing that I always thought that, or and when someone says that, they're not even listening because you're too emotional, and what you have to say is unimportant because you're not being logical, and that's wrong. That doesn't mean it's cruel, it's just wrong. You can be emotional and still have something to say. And I think that's such an important thing for people to know, especially me. Because and then I'll tell you, like, growing up, I was like, don't be so emotional. I used to question myself all the time when I would be watching something and cry. Like, I was gonna watch Moana today, and I thought to myself, I hope I don't cry in the movie theater, because when I saw that movie years ago in 2019, I watched it, and there's a scene, and what's his face? The Rock's character says something, and I just immediately burst down to tears and doing the ugly cry, and I thought, this is so strange. And I thought about it later. So maybe I'll go tomorrow. Maybe I'll go today. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. My dad was saying something about he may be going to Beaumont on Friday. And if he does, then I can have his car. Which, that means I have to take his, but actually that also means I have to take his car to the mechanic because it's supposed to get his brakes done. So, but tomorrow, my plans, I am going to, I guess I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, to be honest. I'd like to go to the movies. I was considering submitting my artwork to other websites, not just Wild Apple. And tomorrow night I should have some news for you. So I guess that's really all I got for you. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me, because it means a lot that someone cares enough to listen to what I have to say. I guess when you grow up thinking that what you say doesn't matter, it means especially that much more. So thank you again for listening. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.